Good morning.
So has everyone washed their hands? X. Who didn't wash? Okay. Okay. So now we'll introduce you now to your pinnacle girl chef. This is Agnello. Say good morning, Agnello.
Hello, good morning everybody.
So when you're ready, come on up to the counter. This is hands-on. Don't be shy.
Let's start. Hello, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
And welcome to Hands On. My name is Agnello, your pinnacle chef on board. And today we're gonna learn some three-course menu. It's appetizer, main course, and a dessert. How many of you have done this hands-on class before? Like I have few of the guests already. So for me, it's like I go course-wise course. Like I go with the dessert, the main course, and the appetizer. So for me, I try to call 3 person inside. I give everybody a chance to do something like chopping vegetables, making the crab cakes, or sorting of the vegetables or shrimps, whatever it is, making meringues, making the mixture. So this is how it works. So everybody get a chance and everybody can see what we are doing. I don't like to divide the groups like 3 people doing only the dessert, 3 people doing only the main course and the appetizer. So we're gonna start with our dessert first, and then the main course and the appetizer. While preparing this hands-on, anybody have any question, any doubts, you can ask me. I'll try my best to answer your questions. And don't be shy, don't be scared. I won't bite you. I won't hit you. Right, so we're gonna start with the volcano cake first. So the dessert what we're going to have is a calorie-free. It doesn't have any calories, 0 calories. Okay, so don't be scared. It's pretty, don't worry about your figure of your health. It's calorie-free. So for that I'm gonna call Maria to come inside. So we're gonna melt our bitter chocolate and butter. The melting of the chocolate and butter, you can do it in 3 ways. One is on the pan or on the stove. Second is in the bain-marie with the hot water. Third one is in the microwave. But I prefer to do it on here so you can see how you do it. So when you do it in the pan or on the stove, make sure the heat is not too high. It should be moderate, it should be low. We don't want our butter and chocolate to boil. It should just be melting. So Laura is melting the bitter chocolate and butter. The next thing we're gonna whip our butter. The remaining, no, it will not work. It will just keep on stirring it. We're gonna cream our butter with the sugar. So when you cream the butter, make sure the butter is softened. You take it out from the fridge, leave it outside in the room temperature so it gets softened. It should not be frozen, then it will take a long time to get whipped.
Can part of this recipe be made ahead before baking, the final baking?
Yes, absolutely correct. Getting whipped. Is this done? Sorry. You separate me 3 egg yolks and egg whites. Okay, and you can put the shells in here. Egg white in this, egg yolks in this, shells in that.
Is this one on?
It's not still on. You can wash your hands. So with egg whites and sugar, we're gonna make a meringue. And for that, I'm gonna call Mr. Almin. You can come inside. It's egg white and sugar.
Yep.
And then we have. Okay. That's for you. Okay, so how many of you have this stick blender at home? If you don't have, you buy one if you want to make this recipe. Otherwise, if you cannot beat with your hand, it's going to take some long time, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Generally egg white, but did you also put sugar in there?
Yes,
A little bit.
yeah. Alright, so Mr. Arna did a good job with the meringue. So meringue is ready here.
Okay.
It's the end of your recipe. It's basically whipping cream with some Grand Marnier liquor, sugar. If this whipping cream you're serving with your small kids, you just keep the liquor. You don't put the liquor because it's a liquor. So I don't want you, what is the small kids having the liquor. So it's up to you. If you want your kids to have liquor, no problem. Then you're gonna add the Grand Marnier liquor, which is orange-based liquor. If you don't want to put the liquor, you're saying to kids, if you're looking for orange flavor, then you can add orange concentrate or orange juice.
Ooh! Dash, right?
Just a dash.
So you can just use like any way you want. Yeah. Just do it, start with the slow, otherwise it will mess up everything. So basically when you whip a cream, what you can do, if you want to do it more fast, you can put this ball in a fridge and also the cream, so it whips very fast. So that's another way if you are doing it with the hand. If you don't have stick blender, with your hand, using the hand, put the balls in the fridge and also the cream, so it whips very fast. So we are done so far with the melting of the bitter chocolate and butter. We whipped the butter with some sugar. Then we separated the egg yolks and egg white, out of which the egg white we made the meringue. The next thing we are making is the Grand Marnier whipped cream, which is served with the volcano cake. The last thing is going to make is a mixture for the cake, and for that I'm going to call it Sheila. So here's our flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, salt, vanilla extract. So you're gonna add 1/4 of the flour. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 11. Okay. You can put, yeah.
Oh, really?
More. Yeah,
3/4.
yeah, 3/4.
Okay.
That's enough. Half of the cocoa powder. Mix it together. Half spoon of salt. Half spoon of baking powder.
It's okay.
Little bit more. 2 spoons of sugar. Okay. You can go it slowly, little bit, yeah. Make it slowly. Okay, so we made the mixture. Sheila made the mixture out of flour, cocoa powder, salt, baking powder, and sugar. That's good. So I'm gonna call next person is Robert. gonna come inside. Now all these ingredients we're gonna put it together in the butter and we're gonna mix it together.
Oh, that's nice. Turned out well.
And so Mr. Tom and Linda, you're the next. So he's our grandma whipped cream ready. And Linda, no, Linda, you have something else. And Linda, you're gonna just on the top of the cream. Okay? This way.
I know. I can still
Done with this?
Yes.
I do too.
Okay, so here's our whipped butter. Next thing we're gonna add our melted chocolate and butter inside here. You can do this one.
Oh, the melted chocolate in the butter.
Mix it together. After that, we're gonna add the mixture of flour, cocoa powder, salt and sugar and baking powder which we made. We're gonna mix this together. Then we're gonna add a vanilla extract.
The what?
Vanilla extract.
Oh, vanilla. Okay.
Now this is thick. Is this homemade vanilla extract? Or what is
No,
this?
this is jar. So it comes in the bottle.
Oh.
But it's very thick compared to
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
available
it's-
to us or only commercially?
It's commercially. Then the Grand Marnier liquor.
Oh, just put it all in.
Ah.
That we see.
Sorry.
Now, how much vanilla extract did you put in there?
Just like what you say.
It doesn't say
half
anything.
spoon. Yeah, it doesn't say. So it's just for flavor.
Okay.
Just
How
for-
much?
like a half spoon is more than. Yeah. Orange zest.
No, I can't. Oh, okay. Mine never been
Egg yolks and egg white.
The egg.
That's good.
Okay, so the mixture is ready. The good thing and the bad thing about this volcano cake and the mixture. This mixture you can make in advance, like 3 or 4 days ahead. You can refrigerate it. So basically when you need it, you just scoop it and you put in the bowl. It says cake, that doesn't mean that you can slice it. It says cakes because some people think, oh, it's cake and so we need to slice it. It doesn't. So basically you have a mixture, you scoop it. It depends upon you how big you want to serve the portion. Big like this or small ramekin, you scoop it accordingly. Thing is that when you keep it in the fridge, you take it out, put in the room temperature. Don't let it say what is the frozen one. It should be in the room temperature. It should be warm. Sorry, not warm. It should be soft. Then you scoop it. You put in a baking or ceramic bowl like this, and then you put for baking. One more thing, you cannot bake this in advance. You have to bake this like 10 to 15 minutes when you are about to serve it. You cannot bake this ahead. Otherwise, it will rise. It won't stay same as a souffle. Remember the souffle, when you bake it, it remains like what you say. It remains the same. It doesn't go back. With the volcano cake, it rises and it goes back. So you have to be careful. You don't bake in advance. You just bake when you need it.
Can I ask a question because I'm French? Sometimes
Yeah.
I don't understand well. You said that we don't have to put that in the fridge to leave it at the room temperature.
When you want to bake it,
Stored.
But if okay, store in the fridge.
store in the fridge. But when you want to bake it, like for example, now I want to bake it, so you take it on the fridge and put in the room temperature. Because when you leave it in the fridge, this mixture it's gonna become a little bit stiff, a little bit harder. So when it's harder, and if you put in the bowl and in the microwave,
Okay.
it won't bake.
Okay.
It's still frozen inside.
You have
It will
to
take-
put it-
Yeah, it will take a long time. And when you cook it for a long time, It's basically over baked.
Okay.
So that's why it should be in the room temperature.
After the
Yeah.
fridge.
And
Okay.
thing is that you don't have to make this mixture like not only like now when you're going to serve it, it's not like you can make it at once. When you have time, you can consume your time, you know.
Okay.
So this is the good thing about this one.
Is there the whipped cream?
Which one? This?
The whipped cream is over there.
How long will
In
those
there.
stay?
Put the whipped cream.
No. In this it can
In
15
there.
to 20. This in it's to
This little one?
Yeah.
this will have Okay, so the mixture is ready. Oh, last thing we forget is tamarind.
Fold,
Yeah,
fold,
yeah,
fold.
yeah. So this is how you follow.
The meringue is in there.
So is it stiff? Is it?
Yeah.
It's quite firm.
Yeah. Okay, so the mixture I'll leave it in the fridge. Later I will bake it when you're about to finish with the appetizer and the main course. If I bake it now, it will fall apart, so I don't want to bake it now. If I bake it now, it will fall apart, so I don't want to bake it now. So first we're gonna make our marinated cucumber. The recipe says English cucumber. We don't have an English cucumber, so I'm using a regular cucumber. And I'm going to call Bill. So here, this is the
Mandolin.
mandolin, but it's a Chinese style, which gives a
Makes
nice
little hairs.
ribbons.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna do this one. Just press it. You can slice it. You can julienne it.
Make thin slices.
But very thin.
Yeah. It's a salad, so it's up to you how you want it. You want thin, a little bit thick. It's up to you. If you read the recipe, it says that the cucumber has to boil, but I don't prefer it boiling because when you boil it, it basically mashes the cucumber. So it should be crunchy. So we are not going to boil. We're just going to marinate. As I mentioned, it's supposed to be English cucumber. The English cucumber doesn't have any seeds inside. This is the regular cucumber, so that this is what it's coming out is the seeds. That's them.
That's cute.
Okay.
Good for you.
We can use this mandolin for other all kind of vegetables.
Only soft vegetables.
So
Yeah.
carrots?
No.
No.
Only
But
soft.
yes, for apples or pears.
Apples?
Yeah.
And what else?
Yeah, you can
As
use
a
for like zucchini, squash.
squash. Okay. This recipe is good for how many people?
Which one? This one? It's
Well,
up
the
to
one you.
it's up to you how big you want to say. It's like just a small portion of salad, you know. Because the one I have is enough for 12 people right now.
10?
12. Okay, so next we gonna marinate this. sugar, allspice. Did you get the recipe? It's the backside.
Yeah.
Allspice?
Allspice,
One teaspoon of allspice.
cardamom powder, salt,
Salt will make it fry.
vinegar,
White cider or white vinegar.
white vinegar. Then you toss it. So basically the basically the flavor will be sweet sour because of the sugar and vinegar. The cucumber will taste sweet and sour. As I mentioned, it says that it has to be boiled, but I don't prefer it boiled because it will mash up. It will mash, so it should be crunchy. So I just keep it like this. And yeah, we can eat the cucumber raw. It doesn't have to be cooked, so don't worry about it. So you marinate this with, as I mentioned, salt, sugar, cardamom, allspice, vinegar. So this goes in the fridge. So next thing we're gonna make the mixture for the crab cakes. Alright, so we're done with the dessert. We're gonna move to the main course, that's a crab cake. So now you can see I'm using a real Dungeness crab meat. It's not imitation. Okay, so because sometimes I had one guest in my clinic, I don't know, like over it was, and we had this Dungeness crab meat, and the guest was telling me, like not me, the manager, that the crab meat is not real Dungeness. And so like we took the can and we showed that this is the real Dungeness. Maybe from a long time he's having the fake crab meat, and so he's used to it. So this is the real Dungeness crab meat. We have, it's the 5-pound can. It's costing $90. So it's very expensive. So here we go. The crab meat goes in here.
Chef, can you use lump crab?
Yes, you can use. It's up to you. Where whatever is available, what is convincible, like expensive, whichever is available. With these cakes, it's not necessary that you can use only crab meat. You can use salmon. You can use halibut. You can use shrimps, you can use scallops. Only make sure it's cooked. It should not be raw. This is already cooked. Okay. I'm going to call Tom and Claudia. Which knife you want to use, you can use it. So this is the first. Okay, so this is for you. Celery. Light it. Yes. I will be doing the onions. Okay, Tom and Claudia, just have a attention here. I'm going to show you the easiest and how you can chop the onions. So basically, when you chop the onions, you just cut the heads. Take out the skin. Always leave the tail on. When you leave the tail on, it helps the onion to hold together. So when you chop it, it doesn't get separate. You can chop it easily. You cut it into half. So when you chop the onions, it always makes you cry. Alright, so what you do to prevent it? Water where? There are 3 ways, you know, when you peel it, you leave it in the cold water if you have enough time. This is the milky stuff which is called like glycerin, which makes you cry. So when you leave it in the cold water, it's basically drain or wash out. So when you chop, it's not, it doesn't make you cry. The second option is if you have enough time, you fill it, you leave it in a fridge, so it gets dried out, and then you can chop. The last option is then you need to buy a Dolce Gabbana glasses. Okay.
Swim goggles.
The more you thinly slice the onion, the more fine chopped onions you will get it. So to thinly slice the onion, use the tip of the knife. Stand straight. Tom and Claudia, just have a look here.
Mine's very slow.
Okay, so you thinly slice, turn it around. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you move your knife in front direction.
Practice.
Okay. So your knife chopped onions.
Ready in 2 seconds.
No problem. Okay, so next thing we're gonna add the onions to it. Chopped garlic. Fresh chives chopped. Recipe says thyme. I don't have thyme, so I'm using oregano.
Fresh.
Yes. Fresh oregano. Salt and pepper.
And do you chop your own garlic or buy the?
No, we chop it on. We chop it on. We have fresh garlics. Then Worcestershire sauce or Liprine, whichever is you know by name. Tabasco. Sorry. Tabasco. Mayonnaise. Mayo.
Same size. No, it makes it water.
Egg.
That's the same size. So it's okay.
Thank you. Good job. Excellent. Perfect. Chop peppers. Celery. Claudia, excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Perfecto. All ingredients together.
Yeah.
Lemon juice. So when you make a mixture, when you add a mayonnaise and eggs, sometimes the mixture becomes a little bit soft. It becomes runny. So when it becomes runny, it makes difficult to make the shapes you want, whether it's a round, square, flat, whatever it is. So what you can do is, you can add a little bit of crumb to it to make the mixture a little bit stiff. Breadcrumb, panko.
You buy it in cold.
Yes. You can find in any of the Asian stores.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was good.
It's good. Thank you. Stop. Yeah. So the mixture is ready. As I mentioned, if you don't find crab meat or you don't like crab meat, you can substitute with the fish like salmon, halibut, shrimps, scallops. Just make sure it's cooked. It doesn't matter how you cook it, whether you steam it, you grill it, you boil it, you poach it. All important, it's supposed to be cooked. So first I'm going to make some portions which I'll show you, then everybody come inside and try one of each. So you make a small balls first, then you toss it into the crumb, press it, hold it between the index finger and a thumb, pressing it from top and bottom, moving it all the way around. So you make a nice cylindrical shape cupcakes. Okay. If you still find it difficult to make this way, you can use the different shapes of molds like a square, rounds, whatever is available. You make a mixture, you press it, you toss in the crumbs, so it's done. With the portions, if you're not sure about how big the portion should be, you can use the ice cream scoop, big or small. You scoop it, you put the mixture in the crumbs, and then you can make it. So few I'm going to make, and then everybody come inside and try one of each. Same thing with this mixture, you can make it in advance, keep it in the fridge, or you can make the cakes, put in the fridge. So you don't have to make run last minute. What does it say? Sorry?
It doesn't say have it.
It's just seared. It's just seared in the pan until golden brown. Because this crab meat is already cooked.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna sear it in the pan to make it nice and golden brown. Just to make it warm and hot.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not to be cooked.
You're gonna show up.
Yes, I'm going to do it. It's only too big, that's why it's not coming properly.
Too big?
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Only oil?
Yeah, it's just enough. Don't put too much.
So is this a time thing, or
Just make sure it's nice and golden brown. That's it.
so the first one that went in?
But to cook it, only
Regular olive oil.
Use canola oil for frying, like
Yes,
fryer.
Yeah.
The camera was off, but what he said is extra virgin olive oil. If you cook it too hot, it will become bitter. So for frying, use only regular olive oil.
Heat's too high.
We are using white wine, lemon juice, vinegar, sake, ginger.
You don't peel the ginger?
No,
You don't?
no.
That's easy. I never knew that.
The only thing is that you first slice it
Yeah.
and then you. Yeah.
Are you done with me right now?
Yes, you're done with it. Thank you. Okay, so far what we put in the pan was white vinegar, white wine, lemon juice, sake, and grated ginger. So we just let it gonna simmer it for a while so that the flavor is extract or infused, and then you will smell it. by the time this is getting ready, we're gonna move to the next recipe. That's the prawn bruschetta. And for that, we're gonna slice the bread. So the crab cake is ready. We just need to make it hot. Put on the salamander in the oven for a few minutes to make it hot. So this is how you serve it. As I mentioned, you don't cook it because the crab meat is already cooked. Okay, like this. Arrange it here. Hold on, I'll show you when you cut the bread, you always keep your hand here like this. Don't put it so much far, you know.
Yeah.
So when you come here, when you're gonna hold it.
I can.
Okay, so basically you. What you want to chop, the tomatoes or the cucumbers?
The two.
Okay, Chad, you're gonna do the cucumber. So you need to fill it. Okay, fill the cucumber, then I'll show you how to chop it with the tomatoes. You don't want any seeds.
No seeds.
So when you chop the tomatoes, if the tomatoes are firm, a little bit hard, you can chop it from outside. If it's very very soft, read it from inside. We are making is a prawn bruschetta.
Oh, we changed recipe.
Yeah. We are done with the crab cake. This is just a sauce, so it's basically very very easy. We just simmer it and then put the ingredients. So I will tell. No problem, I will tell one by one, it's not a big problem. Martia,
Yes.
you can come inside.
Yay.
Arrange the bread. So as I mentioned, I reduced the liquid, the vinegar, the mirin, everything together. Next thing we're gonna add the cream. Yeah, it won't curdle. If it was milk, it will curdle.
Yes.
But if it was milk, it will curdle. Yeah, just arrange the slices and I'll tell you. Yeah.
Can we see?
It's milk. Yeah. Salt and pepper. Thai sweet chili sauce. It comes ready-made. It's a sweet chili sauce. Mix this together. And then let it simmer and reduce it. Once it is reduced, we have a chunks of butter. And we're gonna fold it together, mix it together. So we will let it reduce this first. Okay, so we already began with our prawn bruschetta, that's appetizer. Mr. Ernie already sliced the bread for us, and Martia is brushing with some garlic herb oil. The garlic herb oil consists of chopped parsley, chopped basil, garlic, and olive oil.
Do you chop that where you can let the
Yes,
flavors?
yeah. But you can use that one as well. It's not a.
We can buy the pesto.
Yes, you get ready-made pesto. If you have time, you know how to make a pesto?
Basilic.
Yeah, it's a basil, roasted garlic, parmesan cheese, extra virgin olive oil, pine nuts, lemon juice. You mix it together, you blend it together, adding little by little olive oil.
Or you can buy pesto.
Yes, you can buy pesto. To make it crispy. And just please give me a reminder to take this out because last time I forgot.
And the cream doesn't missing at all.
Okay, so when you put something on the on the stove or a gas and it's boiling and it starts to come outside, and if you don't have enough time to take it out, you can just put a few drops of water so it's stabilized and it goes back down. Okay?
That's cheating.
I always keep a small bowl of ice cubes.
Oh, really? That's good. Good job. Achha, Jan. You guys are really good, huh? The cut of the vegetables are coming really good, because normally when I have my hands-on cooking class, oh my god, the vegetables are like these, all uneven sizes, you know. No, but believe me, it's with the crab pickle, so you did a good job, you know. The chefs are not really good. The primavera means young tender vegetables. Anything with onion or garlic, always remember the onion first goes in the pan and then the garlic. Always remember the onion first goes in the pan and then the garlic. The reason why it is because the onion has a water consistency. Also it takes a little bit longer time to cook. While with the garlic, it cooks very fast and burns very fast. You put your garlic first and then the onions. While your onion is cooked, the garlic is already burned. And so when the garlic is burned, you know what is going to happen. It's going to give you a bitter taste in your food. Okay. Okay, I will show you how to dance the pan, you know, to sauce the vegetables from straight. Okay. So we put a 1 spoon of garlic. So now you can smell the onion garlic flavor. Then you add your celery, peppers, yeah, because the cucumber and tomatoes it's already soft. It doesn't.
And the corn is already
So I put it on the last because the peppers is a little bit chunky and also the celery. So it needs to be cooked. It should not be fully cooked. It should be al dente, just cooked. Because once you make the salsa, anyhow you're gonna put the salsa on the top of the bread and the shrimps and then the cheese, and you're gonna put it in the salamandra for cheese to melt. So while that process also, basically you're cooking the vegetables. Yeah. Then you add the tomatoes, the cucumber. Also the recipe says kosher salt, but I don't prefer kosher salt. I just use regular table salt. Kosher.
Yeah, it's a coarse or
yeah, it's coarse. It's coarse.
Yeah.
It's not that coarse. It's not like a sea salt, but it's coarse.
Okay, the one we got behind the food.
Then you add your corn.
Oh, good. I like corn.
Mix this all together. When you're working on the induction cooker, never lift the pan.
Oh, never lift it?
Yeah, because it's not a gas which the flames are gonna touch to your pans. If you basically lift, it's not cooking.
Oh, okay.
Did I put salt and pepper already?
No.
No, right? Then the balsamic vinegar. chef notes of basil.
Cynthia.
This. Then you roll it.
Oh.
And then you julienne it. So that's called a chiffonade. This is how you get it then. Okay? Okay, that's done. Thank you. The next is the shrimps. So I'm going to use the same garlic herb oil which you use for the bread. Get a spoon. You're gonna put the salsa in one. And Linda,
Yes.
you're gonna grab one gloves. You're gonna put the shrimps on top of it. Okay. And Bev, you're gonna sprinkle the cheese on top of the bruschetta. Okay, so this is all for you.
Is the salt necessary for the just? It's only for the taste. It's not
Yeah.
for
Not forward.
making it
Thick.
thick or
No, it's only for the taste.
Yeah, because I cook with no salt normally.
Really?
Yeah.
It's up to you. The salt is only for the taste.
Yeah.
It depends on the certain things, like when you make a baked potato,
Yeah.
when you wrap it in the aluminum foil, you put some salt on the top, at the bottom of the baked potato, so that the baked potato doesn't burn. So that's the second thing also used, like salt. It's used in different ways, different methods.
Yeah.
It's not only for the flavor. It's like preventing from burning,
Okay.
like this.
Yeah.
Like for example, you can use salt for some other things, like there is oil on the floor.
Yeah.
You can put a salt so that it don't fall, if it's not clean.
So I'm running out of battery power. That's why things haven't been completely recorded. But he's saying that you can make the toast, the shrimp, the salsa ahead. Then when you're ready, fix it, put the cheese on top, and then just put it under the broiler to melt the cheese. Thank you. I've never seen a mandolin like this. I talk about gadgets. I need to get one of those.
I've got one of
Thank
those.
you.
Oh,
You do?
Yeah,
I have a
but not
regular.
like his. No, I've got the kind you.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I want to taste it, but I know I can't. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So this is the soup, like a souffle.
Yeah, our little molten
Thank you.
lava cake.
This is nice.
Mhm.